Good morning. It's not, it's Saturday afternoon. Only just though, to be fair. Oh, we're in central London, as you can see. There's the Shard, there's the Royal Festival Hall, and there's lots of skyscrapers and some pools and everything.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
And we're just going over the river to Las Iguanas, or as it's known in the north, eat Latin, drink Latin. So we've spent 3 hours eating South American food. That's worked quite well. And we're now on the Thames. We're looking to try and get the boat maybe from here down to Putney. That's Blackfriars. That's Blackfriars Bridge. And these are some of the new skyscrapers, including the walkie-talkie building on the right there, and this slopey triangular one that I don't know, so I'll have to annotate. Yeah, there. Look, it's the Thames Path again, and we're doing our last reasonable sized walk before the marathon. 16 miles today, and then they all get less and less from that point onwards. 9s and 6s and 4s and 3s and 2s. And then 2 weeks today we will have actually done it. In fact, we'll most likely be asleep 2 weeks today, and it'll be very, very welcome. This is our first turnaround point. This is Hammersmith Bridge. We now head back down the river, up the river maybe. Yes, up the river, all the way to Richmond Bridge. And then turn around and come back to Kew and we're done. Sounds easy, doesn't it? So we're just about 2 hours in and we're just coming back to Chiswick Bridge, so we're nearly back to where we began. Which is, well, we haven't quite done the first half, we're about just over 6 miles, 6.25, so halfway is probably somewhere between the Kew Railway Bridge and Kew Road Bridge. Yeah, and then we'll head off down to Richmond. It's still a very nice day. There was threats of rain showers, none of that's materialised, which I'm very grateful for. Just coming along through the back of the Thames Lock by Brentford, heading towards Sound Park, past all the boat peoples. It's just starting to rain a little bit, like it said it would, so this is a perfect moment to find a toilet break, I think. We have made it to Sound Park garden centre / cafe / toilet stop. And we've done 10 miles, so we technically only need to do another 6. Which, yeah, and I need to work on that. So we're now at the other end, Richmond Bridge. Just about to cross back and do the last 4 miles or so back to Kew. As always, on a Sunday. There's a lot going on down here. Plus, ice cream. Good morning, it's Monday. I'm off to Vauxhall, partly to deliver all of the kit that I've been dragging to Wales and back, and partly to do some work, hopefully. There we go. I've figured that I didn't in the last vlog make any mention of the Apple product malarkey. So here is my less than 2 cents, 1 cent. If you want a big iPhone, buy an iPhone 6 / 6 Plus. If you don't, then don't. iWatches, Apple Watches, sorry. They're not out till next year, I wouldn't worry about it. There we go, good roundup. Anyway, back to the 5-day week. Good morning. I don't have a million bags to carry today, which is excellent. It's the first time in absolutely ages. Just enjoy the morning air. And the new contactless payments on Oyster readers. Happy September the 16th, everybody. Yes, that's the most exciting thing that's happening today. You can use your contactless payment card instead of an Oyster card. I know all of you that live outside of London are very excited about this. You're welcome. As I mentioned the day I'm recording this, it's September the 16th, so Scotland votes on independence in 2 days' time, but I happen to know for a fact that Scotland actually didn't vote for independence. No got the majority, so congratulations, status quo. Not the band, I mean, you've done nothing. The status quo. Everything is maintained, and everything leading up to this point was a little bit redundant. Can we just now get along again, please, and just stop being so bitter and stupid? Thank you. But how did you know the result of the Scottish independence vote, Toby? I can hear you scream. Well, apart from the fact it's just bleeding obvious, I'm obviously one of the astutest political minds on the planet. That's the only reasonable assessment of the situation. Ask me anything. Give me enough time and I'll find an answer. Great political foresight I may have, but a haircut I have not. And because I had a dream that Fabio and Groove Rider told me to cut my hair, tomorrow I will be doing exactly that, because that's how I make my decisions. Geniuses at work here.
Yeah, but if we don't record it and we don't get, we're going to have to stream it.
Yeah.
HQs is here, but they've got
Steve's recursive swear finger.
companies around the world. We could rock up with this kit, put him in front of the thing, go live, everyone can watch it around the world live. That's it, finished, the end of it done.
That's just weird, isn't it? Recursive Steve. So, more rehearsals.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. It's supposed to be really nice today, but as yet there's no sign of it. I kept waiting for the weather to improve before I went out, and now I've been waiting a long time, so I'm just going to go out. My first good deed of the day is to return a queue membership card that I found in the middle of Mortlake Green that somebody had lost. And then the next deed is to sort this out, because this is ridiculous. I mean, especially if the weather does improve. I can't have this much hair, it's absurd. There we go, that's quite dramatic, isn't it? I can feel the difference. One of the main reasons is, well, obviously walking a lot. Head gets quite hot, but also I'm going to Gran Canaria in 7 weeks. It's really hard to get a scuba mask on over loads of hair. First world problems, I understand. Hello there, everybody. So it's Thursday today, and I will be shortly going to Park Lane Hilton to film the Forecourt Trader Awards. So that should be fun. Before then, quick update on the walk and how it's going. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 practice walks left, totaling 24 miles, so they're all really short. And then a week on Saturday night, I will be walking 26.2 miles for Cancer Research UK. If you can sponsor me in any way, from as little as £1, that would be awesome. All the money goes obviously directly to Cancer Research UK, and if you gift aid it, then a bit more goes as well, so that's awesome. Thank you for tolerating my enormous amount of walking over the last 12 weeks and constant charity mugging. But it will all be done in a vlog in a bit's time. So there we go, I'll be taking a GoPro and what have you. But I promised Martin that I wouldn't film all of it, so I will only film most of it. And no, I won't. I will. I mean, who wants to watch somebody walking? I'll be filming little bits of it because it'd just be interesting to see. Anyway, there we go. That's the roundup as things stand. Today is Scottish independence vote, but of course, as I already said, I already know the result. So that's moderately exciting. And also iOS is out, iOS 8, and new iPhones come out tomorrow. So it's all happening. If you give a damn about any of that, and if you don't, nothing is happening. Afternoon. I'm so glad that I haven't got to carry anything today, because it is far too warm even to be wearing all blacks. So yeah, it's going to be hot this evening. It's almost exactly a year since I did, I can't remember which awards, but also the Park Lane Hilton. which was the crazy week when I went off and filmed the vineyard and everything. It's pretty much the week that my freelance career actually kicked off properly and work started coming in. But I always managed to find the really unusually warm days and then wear all black. Good work, me. That said, this is the perfect outfit to take a shortcut through the crematorium and not look at all suspicious. Like a ninja. Obviously not a ninja in a crematorium. I mean, I look like a ninja and I happen to be in a crematorium. Ninjas aren't generally invited to crematoriums, except for maybe a ninja funeral, as best I know. Here's the room before the craziness. It's kind of a Brazilian theme, which means, you know, semi-clad Brazilian girls outside and the appropriate colours, let's say. It's rather calm in here at the moment. Now it's in full swing. Hilton vlog. It's very nice, but I'm going home now because everything's done. It's more than enough. So, as you now know, Scotland is still part of the United Kingdom, and in the end, it wasn't even close, actually, was it? I mean, it was a 10.6% margin, which is pretty enormous, and actually what people had suggested at the very beginning of this campaign. So, what have we learnt? Well, we have learnt that you give people an issue they actually care about, and they'll turn out and vote. That's important. But we've also learnt that referenda are a bit of a strange thing in so much as they're not well regulated. They're not as well regulated as a general election, for example, in terms of what you can say, what you can get away with. And so you saw a lot of fear mongering and a lot of harassment and hatred, which I thought was very, very poor indeed. And in fact, ultimately, the status quo was preserved after huge expense, which is what happened at the AV referendum as well. And again, there was a lot of scaremongering there as well. So I do wonder about the value of them, to be honest. I think probably for an issue like this, for an issue like independence, that's the only way to go. But for most decision making, they really don't serve a useful purpose. They cost a lot, they're not well regulated, and you generally end up with, oh, let's carry on doing what we were doing before. So that's my overall feeling. Am I happy Scotland's staying? As I said before, I don't really care. People of Scotland care, so they're the ones that voted. Will we get some more sort of decentralised powers in the rest of the United Kingdom from this? Let's hope so. It would be nice if Westminster didn't have the power over everything, and it would also be nice if MPs from various states, I should say, didn't vote on issues that affect other states. So, for example, Scottish MPs voting on issues that only affect England and or Wales. Vice versa, Northern Ireland MPs voting on issues that don't affect Northern Ireland. Hopefully, that question will finally be answered. That would be very nice. So there we go, that's a nice roundup for a Friday morning. You know, you'd love some hard-hitting, heavy politics to get you out of bed. So I woke up with a horrible migraine this morning. Probably not as bad as some of the Yes voters in Scotland, but still pretty bad. And so that pretty much zapped this morning. So I'm going to try and make best use of this afternoon, bit of editing, bit of eating, and maybe some swimming. Always comes down to this. This is kind of the last Friday of training before, well, the next Friday will be immediately before the walk, so we may get some swimming in tonight. Who knows? Depends how everyone feels. So, do you remember what I said a couple of weeks ago about the Scottish independence? I promise this will be the last time this comes up. About how if Scotland voted yes to independence, then it would be the United Kingdom's ego that took a hit, and that would be a good thing. And if Scotland voted no to independence, then it would be Alex Salmond's ego that took a hit, and that would be a good thing. Well, they voted no. Alex Salmond's ego took a hit, and in fact, he quit. So that's promising. That's good, because as I said before, pompous idiot. But unfortunately, the exact opposite has happened as well. So the United Kingdom's ego has been inflated, unfortunately. So we're yet again in this kind of like, we're Britain, aren't we great, nonsensical nationalistic rubbish. hopefully it'll wear down. Hopefully the reality is that there'll be some sort of constitutional reform, and hopefully Westminster will have a little less power and whatnot. So that will at least deflate the overall ego of the country as projected onto other countries. And hopefully we can just get back to just being a small island nation that relies on its neighbours for help, rather than, we're Britain and we're amazing and you'll do what we say. And to answer the question I originally posed, Andy Murray is clearly Scottish. He said so. So, end of argument. Anyway, thank you for watching all of that. Subscriptions and sponsorship greatly appreciated. If you can do, a link in the description below as always. Thanks for watching. See you next time.